People of the internet, I made it through a whole 2 videos of non-gun related stuff, and I'm already back to gun related stuff. I'm trying, this is the best I can say. I was actually going to do a video on something else this week. I had something in mind, and then Canada Post showed up at my door bearing this product from Rampart that I ordered last week. Didn't think it was going to be here so fast. Yes, I pay for these myself. This is video number 5 of my channel. Don't think I'm making millions. So, without further ado, if you're OCD and wondering why I always open the bottom of the box, it's because I'm too lazy to blur out all my personal information on the other side, and I don't need to advertise where all my cool stuff lives. So, there you go. Helping us open the box today, Kershaw 1 ton, and yes, hippies, it's totally manual, so I can't get in trouble, or at least not today. Without further ado, we will crack this open. And also, please note, I am a professional, but this box says do not use a knife, so just don't do it. 2 boxes inside. Should be it, unless there's a invoice. We don't need that. All right, so Aimpoint 3X-C, American Defense Manufacturing ADSM02 STD, and you're thinking, the hell are those? If you know a little bit about rifles and you use red dots, then you probably know what the Aimpoint 3X-C is. And if you know a little bit more and you've done some research, you might know that American Defense Manufacturing makes mounts for what's inside this box. These are going to go on this. This is my Ruger SR556. It's a piston-driven Ruger. I don't think they even make these anymore. I think they've switched entirely to gas-operated rifles. They thought they were gonna expand the market in the US, I guess, with more piston-driven guns, and I'm assuming the market just wasn't there. A couple benefits of the piston-driven gun is a little bit cleaner in the chamber, runs a little bit smoother, doesn't get as fouled up because the gases aren't always coming back. Anyway, that's getting off topic. On top of this rifle is an Aimpoint Pro. It is a 0 magnification red dot sight, so hence the need for some magnification if I want to shoot a little bit longer range. I didn't want to get rid of the Pro because I really liked it, and the optics that offer magnification are often really expensive. I prefer a larger field of view over having, say, a 1:6 adjustable rifle scope. Those often have a very narrow field of view. So this is what I went with originally on this rifle, and now it's time to add a little bit of magnification. So first, let's have a look at the Aimpoint 3X-C. Where'd my knife go? I got these because there was a bit of a deal on Rampart Corp through their SHIELD program, which is their law enforcement program. I wasn't really, shopping for one of these per se. It's been on my mind to get one, but it wasn't until I saw this deal pop up in my email that I thought, oh, I'm just going to score those because that's a huge savings. So I think I paid about $260 for the 3X-C, and the mount was about $150. That's Canadian prices. I think MSRP on the website for the mount is around $135, $140 US, and the 3X-C, I don't even know what the MSRP is on that. You'd have to Google it to know. I might throw it up here in the top corner. Anyway, so if you haven't seen one of these before, really what it is a magnified tube. It's ruggedized and sort of made into a shock-proof housing so that you can put this on a rifle and bang away all day and nothing should fall apart. And the whole idea is that it will make targets at a distance look a little bit larger so you can make more finite adjustments to your aim and strike what you want to hit. So that's the magnifier, and Kershaw's coming back one more time. Here's our mount, sticker, instructions, a little bit of thread mate there to keep things from coming apart. So I don't need that right now. It should be fairly self-explanatory. If it gets to the point where things are a little bit wonky and I don't really know what's going on, I'll probably fast forward the video or, you know, cutscene. Aimpoint came with a little microfiber cloth for cleaning it. And a user manual. Oh, it's laminated. It's kind of nice. There's your stats for the, let's get the camera to get that. Magnification is 3 times, plus or minus 2 diopter adjustment, really so that you can adjust for your eye's focal point. Weight, 220 grams, 7.8 ounces. And I don't think it's on here. I don't see it. Oh, eye relief, 56 millimeters. That's 2.2 inches. I only know that because I was doing some comparisons between other 3 times magnifiers really quickly before I ordered this one. Some 3 times magnifiers, or some magnifiers in general, you have to be closer than 2.2 inches, and some extend a little bit further away. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, eye relief just means how far your eyeball has to be from the lens of the magnifier. So 2.2 inches means your eyeball has to be, you know, about here somewhere. Closer, you'd have to be a little closer, and obviously further, you can get back a little bit further. So good to know if you're shooting something that has a lot of recoil. You don't want something that's going to have a really close eye relief, because you might come back and pop you in the eye. The AR that I'm putting this on, piston driven 223 or 556, it's not got a lot of recoil. As long as you're conscious of what you're doing with your eye, you shouldn't get smacked in the face. So first things first, let's go ahead and put the magnifier into the mount. So I'm going to have this swing around the Pro. Let's see if I can do this without... No. All right, so I'm back. A couple of screwdrivers, just enough to get in there and twist a little bit so I can slide this in smoothly. And then I'm gonna line up the diopter adjustment here on the vertical, so the top plane. That's probably close enough. And then we will tighten this guy down. And this is really the function. So the whole idea of this mount is that without any tools, without really having to manipulate any switches or anything, you can just fold this out of the way and back again. Evidently the quick release is adaptable to go in either direction. You can make it flip forward or backward. So we'll just try it here and see what happens. I already know I'm going to have to move the Pro because it's going to be in the way. But the nice thing about the Pro is that it has a quick detach. So really, somewhere about here is where the magnifier is going to sit. So let's just take this off completely. And open this guy up. So to adjust these, it's a matter of pressing up while it's open, and then you can spin the bolt there, which has an internal adjustment. You can just see the threads there to make it fit a variety of rail widths that are, whether they're in spec or not. Let's see how close I can get this to my... It's pretty close actually. I like that it fits over the backup sight, so if I flip this out of the way and I want to use my iron sights, I say that because they're polymer with air quotes, I can still do that and they clear just fine, and it brings the eye relief as close as possible to me, so I don't have to be, you know, nose up to the charging handle in order to be able to see into the magnifier. That's actually a pretty good fit right there. That's solid. In order to release the quick detach, you've got to push down on this and then pull back, and then you can just take it on and off the rifle just like that. But if it's pressed on, it's not going to come off unless I release that little tab there. So nice feature. And now we can go back to putting the Pro back on. close. That's about as close as I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna come undone a little more. There we go. So that's actually not a bad fit at all, just the way it is. So now that you can see the magnifier on the gun, this is the swing out feature. So if you're using the optic, you can swing it back. If for some reason you wanted to, you're on a course of fire or using it for a purpose where you need to then use a non-magnified optic because you're at closer range, you just pivot it out of the way and you have full use of your red dot. And or, like I said, you want to flip up your iron sights. My iron sights are co-witnessed through the red dot, so I can just shoot right through the red dot without having to move it out of the way. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. That is a nice piece of kit. The mount can be adjusted, so if it's not quite locking up the way you want it to, I think you can make it a little bit, add a little bit of tension to it. But you know, that's, even if I knock it, it's not going to move. It's not until I give it a flick, then it kind of lifts it up a little bit, gets over the locking lug probably in there, and allows it to pivot. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, bear with me guys. This was not an easy shot to take, and I'm hoping you can see through the optic okay. That's Silhouette Steve down at the end. We are, I don't know, 8 meters away, something like that. And red dot is on one of its lowest settings, just to give you an idea. So you can see Silhouette Steve in his entirety there, basically, through the field of view in the Pro. And this is what it's going to look like with the magnifier. If you've ever battled finding eye relief from trying to shoot a rifle, try doing it with a camera in your hand. I dare you, it's not easy. So here's what the situation looks like through the magnifier. You can see that Silhouette Steve is much larger, much more easy to pinpoint the red dot to a specific area. The red dot is being magnified as well, but as you can see, it's not huge in comparison to the rest of Silhouette Steve. Still very manageable if you needed to hit a much smaller target, let's say one of the silhouettes in the top corner, or if you're trying to make a precision shot on target. So that's really what you're after with a magnifier. It's just something that will give you a little bit greater distance with accuracy, and 3 times I think is great for an AR-15. That's a pretty good magnification level. Obviously the round is not meant to go out to great distances, but if you were shooting an AR-10 or something that shoots a much larger caliber, more stable, better ballistic performance, you might choose more magnified scope. But I think for my purposes, this is going to do nicely. I will put all of the links and prices down below for what I find online. If I have some pictures of magnified versus not magnified through the red dot, I will add those as well. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. I try to address as many people as I can if they comment on the videos, so feel free to do that. And hopefully I'll have some range results from this thing if I get out to the range anytime soon, and show you just what it's capable of adding as far as distance goes on accuracy. Thanks, Internet.